Why are we here?
I also go to a predominantly white school, and we really don't focus on African American cultures. And we had an African American course, but they just dropped it. So I really don't think that we learn as much about our history as we do about the Europeans.
Long before the days of slavery, we were born to be free. We were kings, and we were queens, ruling our land. But history's been denied to us instead. They lied to us, tell me. How can this be?
Is driving American innovation in industry, government, and academia.
My history teach.
These 50 remarkable men and women are literally reshaping the world. This celebration is not only for these technical innovators, go-getters who make it possible for innovation to flourish, to make new technical tools relevant to their corporations, institutions, and the public. It is for the world to see the great contributions Let us tell you. Take the CEOs. Richard D. Parsons, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of media giant Time Warner Inc., a company that reaches millions through its huge media networks. And of course there's Dr. Lydia Thomas, the 2003 Black Engineer of the Year winner. Dr. Thomas sits on the President's Homeland Security Advisory Council. She's also CEO of Mitotech Systems, a company that produces leading programs for energy and environmental protection, public safety and health, and national security. Bigger than big. Rodney O'Neill is not a CEO, but in his role as president of the Dynamics, Propulsion and Thermal sector of Delphi Corps, he commands 103,000 workers, and his division makes parts for the world's major automakers. At Xerox Corporation, Ursula Burns is head of Business Group Operations, a $12.5 billion organization. Fortune magazine ranked Burns number 28 of America's 50 most powerful black executives. Over at Lockheed Martin, Arthur E. Johnson brings similar throwaway to the technology wars. Johnson, the 1997 Black Engineer of the Year, worked his way up to lead his division through 2 mergers. Now he's Senior Vice President for Corporate Strategic Development. Then there are the quiet movers and shakers. Other CEOs may be less well known, but their combined expertise and an entrepreneurial zeal shatters notions that blacks can't compete. Rodney P. Hunt, 2002 Black Engineer of the Year award winner, took RS Information Systems Inc. from a $5,000 startup to a $140 million company in less than a decade. Eric Kelly heads Snap Alliance, whose tools keep corporate computer networks from losing critical data. Entrepreneur E. Kenneth Wabuze heads Sage Metrics Corporation. He joined President Bush's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology. History maker Roy L. Clay Sr., now CEO of Rod L. Electronics Inc., was a key figure in the developments of Silicon Valley. Still another hotshot is Lloyd G. Trotter, head of GE Industrial Systems, $5.2 billion global producer of control and distribution systems for the electrical power industry. Trotter is boss of 40,000 workers scattered in 96 facilities around the world. Look closely at the infrastructure that supports the computer revolution. and you'll see companies like Alt Incorporated, whose CEO, Frederick M. Green, has led it to the front rank. John W. Thompson has transformed Symantec Corporation from a publisher of consumer software to the global leader in Internet security solutions for individuals and enterprises, moving the ball in business. Gale Sayers made the Hall of Fame running a football for the Chicago Bears, and now leads a Chicago sports marketing firm and a computer reselling systems integration firm. Chuck Smith made CEO the old-fashioned way, climbing the ranks at Babybel SBC West over a 36-year career. Smith stayed the course and made it to the top of the 48,000-worker SBC affiliate. Morris B. Tose's Telecommunication Systems Inc. provides wireless messaging and location solutions to telecommunications providers. Dr. Marvin P. Carroll is chairman of TechMasters Inc. in Huntsville, Alabama. TechMasters does everything from creating technical documentation for major weapon systems to creating applications for global positioning system satellite navigation. Ethiopian innovator. Noah A. Samara is yet another example of Africa's gifts to America. His World Space Corporation uses satellites to deliver broadcast radio programming to 3/4 of the world's population that lacks adequate radio reception. Prepping a tech workforce. Willie F. Johnson provides training to produce the workforce America needs. Founder of PRWT Services and chairman of the parent holding company, he's built one of the nation's 100 largest black-owned companies. World Wild Technology Inc. founder David L. Stewart began with 4 people and 4,000 square feet of office space. Now, 400 workers use 900,000 square feet of facilities and sell more than $700 million worth of equipment and services a year. Next up are the information honchos. Valerie Parrish Porter, 2003 Women of Color Technologist of the Year. She is Vice President, Group Information Officer of Hewlett-Packard Company. When the company succeeded in buying Compaq Computer Corporation, Parrish Porter's challenge was to merge the databases, computer systems, and management cultures of 2 totally different companies into a seamless new entity. At Sara Lee Branded Apparel, James Nanton manages data networks in the fast-moving consumer textiles industry. He represents Branded Apparel on the parent corporation's Enterprise Information Technology Board, speaking for Hanes, Champion, Playtex, Bally, and Legs product lines. Fairchild Semiconductor Corporation's John Watkins is a leader at the company which brought out the first commercial semiconductors. Joseph R. Cleveland is CIO of Lockheed Martin Corporation. The 1996 Black Engineer of the Year for Career Achievement oversees all internal IT operations and services across the $26 billion corporation. Cross-industry careers. Former banker Monte Ford is Senior Vice President and CIO of American Airlines Inc., with broad responsibility for the company's information systems organization, internet activities, decision support, and operations research. H. James Dallas deals with construction logistics as CIO of Georgia Pacific Corp. Another banker, Martin B. Davis, Corporate Chief Information Officer and Executive Vice President of Wachovia Corporation. The Winston-Salem State University business graduate rose in banking and now is CIO of the whole corporation. Angela Clinton is Vice President of IT for Duke Power, one of the nation's largest electrical utilities. Giant steps on campus. Educators that stand out are Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson, MIT's first black woman PhD and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission's first black member. She was 2001 Black Engineer of the Year. She heads Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, the nation's oldest private engineering school. And pushing onto the front rank, Diana Ziegler, PhD, is Assistant Vice President for Instructional Technology at Florida A&M University. Her syndicated weekly radio program, Delta C Connection, features African Americans in science, engineering, and math. Dr. John H. Hobbs Jr., Deputy Director of Defense Research and Engineering, and Deputy Undersecretary of Defense for Laboratory and Basic Science, oversees DoD laboratories and university-based DoD research, as well as instrumentation, grad fellowships, and education programs. He has added responsibility for technical cooperation between the U.S. and its allies. Frederick D. Gregory, another Black Engineer of the Year awardee, is a former astronaut and National Aeronautics and Space Administration Deputy Administrator. He is the agency's Chief Operating Officer. Services Administration that does procure agency computing division, embedded software and hardware technologies to a new generation of digital devices. Adkins, also recognized with a Black Engineer of the Year citation, is a member of IBM's Worldwide Management Council, the Board of Governors for IBM's Academy of Technology, and co-chair of both IBM's Multicultural People in Technology and National Black Family Technology Awareness Initiatives. Dr. Mark E. Dean, the 2000 Black Engineer of the Year, set the architecture for the original IBM PC and PC-AT in the early 1980s. Today, he is one of 50 IBMers out of 250,000 to be an IBM Fellow, the company's highest technical honor. He now works to develop next-generation hardware and software systems for products ranging from pervasive computing to supercomputers. Dr. Dean, holder of more than 30 patents, is a member of the National Inventors Hall of Fame. Al Zola is General Manager of IBM's eServer iSeries, responsible for cross-server offerings for mid-market clients that represent the company's 1,500 biggest customers. Zola, a Black Engineer of the Year honoree and former on the company, beginning as a systems trainee in San Francisco and climbing to General Manager of the Network Computing Software Division, responsible and Java technology. Black Engineer of the Year honoree and the 2001 Woman of Color Technologist of the Year, Sharita T. Caesar, is Vice President and General Manager of SciCare Broadband Services for Scientific Atlanta. Caesar has more than 200 successful commercial launches to her credit, helping to create the broadband technology that lets families and individuals browse the web, exchange email, buy and sell products, and talk on the phone through their TV sets. Kim Goodman is Vice President of Marketing for Dell America's public sector, leading an organization that sells computers and networking gear to K-12 education, higher education, healthcare, and federal, state, and local government markets. Last year, she was named one of Fortune's 50 most powerful African American executives. Connecting with power. Albert J. Edmonds retired as Lieutenant General from the Air Force. He now is President of the Government Solutions Division of EDS. In 1996, as head of the Defense Information Systems Agency and Black Engineer of the Year, he ran White House communications, satellite, optical fiber, and data communications programs for the 4 military services, as well as Federal Emergency Management Agency disaster communications with state and local governments. Dixie Garr, Vice President of Customer Success Engineering at Cisco Systems, is a key player in speeding Internet communications. A former Hughes Aircraft Fellow, she's a Grambling State University and UCLA grad. At Texas Instruments Inc., Garr and a colleague won a patent for the Advanced Productivity Tool, which helped her win a Black Engineer of the Year award. Pioneer Precursor. Dr. Ernest Simo, Senior Executive for Space 2000, has helped since the mid-1980s to develop key technologies supporting the information superhighway. Bobby Bradley is Group Senior Vice President and Group Manager for Computer Systems Technology at Science Applications International Corporation. Headquartered in Huntsville, Alabama, the group provides information technology and programmatic engineering and logistics solutions to the Department of Defense and civilian agencies throughout the U.S. and overseas. She founded CST, which had nearly 1,000 employees when it merged with SAIC. Retired Army Lieutenant General Emmett Page Jr. provides services to government agencies as Vice President of Department of Defense Operations and Intelligence Services for Lockheed Martin Information Technology. Lieutenant General Page, a former Assistant Secretary of Defense for Command, Control, Communications and Intelligence, and former Chief of the Army's Information Systems Command, created the largest communication system ever installed in a combat environment in Southeast Asia. Lieutenant General Page, yet another Black Engineer of the Year honoree, also headed OAO Corporation before moving to his present post. Marketers to the fore. Myrtle S. Potter works on the other end of the high-tech revolution as Executive Vice President of Commercial Operations and Chief Operating Officer of Genentech Inc. Philip S. Thompson is Vice President of Sales and Marketing for IBM's Technology Group, responsible for developing IBM's engineering and technology services and microelectronics businesses. Earlier, he was Vice President for Business Transformation and CIO. Still another technology marketer is Rayford Wilkins Jr., Group President, SBC Marketing and Sales, SBC Communications Inc., the giant Baby Bell in San Antonio, Texas. Wilkins was one of Fortune magazine's 50 most powerful Black executives in 2002. And finally, we have Thurman B. Woodard, Chief Ethics Officer and Vice President, Global Diversity at Dell Inc. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 2003 50 Most Important African Americans in Technology. Let's join with blackmoney.com in collaboration with U.S. Black Engineer and Information Technology magazine and its parent company, Career Communications Group, to give them a big round of applause.